Hey guys, it's Dimitri with Rubashka Streetwear. So today I'm going to show you a little interesting thing. This is a t-shirt folder that we created and it has some interesting and custom features on it. So before I discuss this, I'm going to explain when you're starting out with your clothing company, you might have to get one of these or purchase one because you're not really going to have a easy time folding a ton of t-shirts. This is way faster and this is very affordable. So I have tried ones from Amazon and from other places, plastic ones. Typically they are smaller and they usually have holes everywhere. That's just what they do to save plastic. But I honestly didn't like them because they were too small and they didn't really have ones with extended sides for the larger like XL and double XL t-shirts. So I created my own and it's a little bit crude and beat up because we've used it so many times, but it's definitely been working for us and it's done the job. So I'll explain what's different about mine and why I like it better. So the first thing, like I said, it's much wider and it has these extensions for the arms on the larger shirts. It's also custom fit to the bags that we use. So this dimension right here, this square, is what the t-shirt will fold into. And the other cool things that I did too was I put these holes right here. What these do is that if you're folding, let's say a medium or a large or extra large, any of those shirts, that's why there's 3 holes. What you can do is it helps you from bending over too far, because before we'd have to reach all the way over here to grab this, and that's a little cumbersome. So now it's a little bit easier to just grab that when we have to fold in that flap. Another thing is right here, these are guidance points for the t-shirt itself. Typically people fold t-shirts this way. This is how they're all shown in the videos and whatnot, but the more I was thinking about it, I was like, it actually would be easier to fold it the opposite way. And the reason why is because you can align the t-shirt more centered on this when you do that, and that's why you have these centering points. When you're doing it from this side, it's a little bit more difficult to get it centered on there and have it be folded correctly, so we do it this way. Another feature I have that I created was these guidelines, and you might be wondering what are those for. So one time Michael was here and he was folding all the t-shirts and bagging them. One of them that he was folding it said that it was like a medium, but it was actually a large, and he was like, hey, this doesn't seem like it's a medium, it seems like it's bigger. So then what we did was we compared it to another t-shirt with a size label inside, and we're like, oh, this t-shirt is the wrong one. They labeled it wrong. So what I did immediately was like, okay, we have to make a countermeasure to the problem, right? So the reason why we do that is because you want to mistake proof your process. Your suppliers can be, pretty accurate and they might have a small margin of error, but you also have to be responsible and check that margin of error yourself. Even companies like Toyota and car companies, they actually sometimes they will inspect parts from their third-party suppliers that come in to make sure that the quality is there and that those parts will work for their cars, because if mistakes get through, then those mistakes will get transferred to the customer. So in this case, let's just say that we didn't catch that. What would happen was a customer would buy a t-shirt and then it would either be too small or too big for them and they would be unsatisfied and confused. Then what would also happen is in their head, they would say, oh, these shirts are sized wrong. So even if they did remain a customer, they would still get the wrong size the next order. So what would happen is you would create a really long chain of events where you'd have an unhappy customer and you'd probably have several returns. And even then, at the end of the day, if they stayed with you as a customer, they would be frustrated through that experience. So basically, this is a countermeasure to avoid those problems and catch them. The funny thing is, though, you might say, oh, but that's just one. Well, actually, from my memory, this is about the 3rd time this has happened. In the previous times, I caught them with my eye, but then I was like, we really have to have like a standard there. So now we have these guides that will definitely help us see if a t-shirt is the correct size or not. And this, you could use this for any supplier. You can't necessarily rely and think that they're going to be 100% on for what they give you. So I'll just show you real quick how this works with a t-shirt. So this was already folded, but I unfolded it. So basically I would just align these right here and have them centered. And then here is my guide. As you can tell, it's pretty much on the medium line. Basically every t-shirt, it's gonna be either slightly longer or slightly smaller than what the size is. But if it's around here, you definitely know this is a medium. This is definitely not a small, and it's definitely not a large. So after we got it lined up, what we do is go like this, and then here's my invention right here. I have this, so I'm not reaching over as far to pull that, as you can tell. And then we go like this, and there you go. There's a perfectly folded t-shirt. In the future, I would either like to find a supplier that will already do this and bag it for me, or if I go totally do everything myself, I would probably invest in buying an automatic t-shirt folder, but those are thousands of dollars. That's a piece of equipment, so you need a warehouse for that. We don't have a warehouse, and we currently aren't using a supplier that will bag our t-shirts, but we do this ourselves. It's not really like a huge deal. It might get tiring doing hundreds of these, whenever we get products, but this system is definitely, cheap and affordable. This is just cardboard, duct tape, and a Sharpie marker. So that's how we fold t-shirts, and that's our method of mistake proofing. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks, guys.